States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Second. She's come back after you shut out last week with a vengeance.
We shut him out last week?
I think so.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Your agenda, motion to approve the minutes.
So moved. Second.
Whoever you want here, Kristen.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Minutes approved. Communications.
I had a conservation meeting this week. Lots of good comments about, from other board members, what they've been hearing throughout the community, so I think it's moving the right direction out there. So he's gonna be in today to have a presentation for us. I guess that's all I have.
Nothing here?
I had a landfill commission meeting on Wednesday. We had a tour of the landfill and the new cell. The new cell will be completed by the contractor as of today. And then we should start being able to produce fill at the new cell, accept it within anywhere from 2 weeks to 30 days. And it looks really good. Our new director out there, David Randall, has made really good headway and doing a lot of cleanup, a lot of the work on himself with his employees and our equipment. And I think it's just been a wonderful hire, and I think that the employees and him are gelling and working together well, and it looks really good. We should be very happy. And then at noon today, I had a meeting for Iowa Workforce Development in Iowa City. And there's a little bit of drama going on there that I'm really not a it's a personnel issue to discuss, but hopefully that will have resolution today with our director, Liz Rodriguez.
I just met with our maintenance people for the courthouse last week after the meeting. They're, I think, pretty acceptable that if they do get some shirts and a coat or whatever, they'd be matching, and they would take care of the laundry themselves. And they would expect to get set up this year, and then, each year after, it wouldn't be as much. It'd just be here and there when needed. So, and then also I sent you guys an email this morning. I had a little meeting with our Veterans Affairs officer. They got this program they're putting together, which I thought was pretty neat and interesting, that I sent to you guys. It's kind of goes along with the buddy program, and it's a challenge coin that veterans can give each other to let them know that they're there for support. And also there's the number on it that if they need to call either I think the Veterans Affairs office, and also there's a crisis hotline number on there as well. The idea they thought was so well that beyond the Veterans Affairs office, Jenny presented it to the schools, and by private donations, they're getting actual coins like that one I sent you that will be individualized to each school, and they're gonna hand them out to schools and stuff like this. And all this is just for crisis, for people that are in crisis, giving them a help, and suicide prevention and depression and things like that. So I think it's a really good program. I think they did a real good job putting it together. That's all I have.
Really nice program. I like what she's doing with that.
So you guys can jog my memory, which is always great. I didn't a while back, maybe spring, we replaced Keith Stainerson with Matt Baltz on the landfill commission. I thought we did.
I thought so too.
So you recall we did talk about it.
I want to say.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
I thought everybody was agreeable at the time, and if it did happen, it didn't get passed all the way down the line.
Is it not in our minutes?
Should have been somewhere.
What was it in our? Organizational meeting we
I
did
don't
that?
think so. I think we did it after that, but I'm not positive on
I
that.
thought we did too, I thought we did it after.
I don't remember.
So let's just make that for sure. We'll put it on next week's agenda.
I'm pretty sure. Who was it that brought him as an idea?
Me.
Okay, I didn't know, I can't remember.
Because somebody contacted him, he was willing to do it, and I brought it up, and it sounded okay.
Okay.
Replace Keith?
Yeah.
Who?
Matt Pauls.
So Keith wanted off of it then?
Yeah.
On the land.
Yeah, we discussed it and approved it, I was sure we did.
Yeah, so maybe Brandy remembers for sure, but it didn't get passed all the way down the line.
Okay.
Was Keith or Matt at your meeting this week?
Yeah, it'll just need to be on next week's agenda for landfill appointee or whatever.
Yeah, just make sure.
I'll reach out to John and,
Well, John's the one that contacted me,
okay. I was just sure.
because he thought we did that, and that goes in, he goes, well, we don't have it, so we just want to find out.
I have Matt's number, I can contact him too.
Well, just gotta make sure that we've done it first.
I want to make sure he's still interested. Yeah, I thought we'd approved it.
And then the other thing is, that I'm working on actually, clarification weekly is insurance for all the buildings, the damages. So playing phone tag and talking to the insurance guy. I'm trying to get the cash value now. And then as we get them done, and then they do the replacement difference. So we have the cash in hand. I talked to Brandy about it, we need to set like a ledger, so we keep that money somewhat separate. So if something costs us $50,000 to do, we're not spending $100,000 on it,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So we don't try to overspend it. Then we need to have, I think we should have Dylan in here next week, in my opinion, to talk about that. And we need to talk more, it's on the line on to talk about the clothing allowance. Just to see what the plan is and make sure he has money in his budgets to do this stuff.
I know he mentioned, like, I haven't looked that report over from the insurance company, but some of the buildings, like, the damage is like a partial roof, it's not the whole square footage.
Right, and there's two buildings, it's when they're over 25,000, they won't give that money out until they replace, for some reason, that's a threshold. So they'll do replacements, but they won't do the cash value up front. The two big ones are, I think it's a transportation building, maybe the conservation building must be new roofs. And those, I think that was the two, over 25,000.
Wow.
Because it's hard to go through that thing and figure out what building is where. Anyway, so yeah, back to the Dylan thing is to make sure we got the money to do it, what they're thinking of, or what we need to agree upon, we can talk about today, but it sounds like we don't want to do we're not gonna do the laundry service.
no.
Yeah.
They were actually looking in a Carhartt magazine, and I don't know if you guys are agreeable, but they were talking like he wants like a nice button-down shirt, you know, pockets, and she kind of just wants like a
Well, we need to-
T-shirt.
But like if it's the first year startup, we don't know what that's gonna be, then after that, you supplement it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I told them. And then they were gonna put together kind of what they want now and bring it, so maybe I'll do that next week.
Okay. So we don't wanna say, hey, you get this amount of money, it's not close to what they need.
Right.
So we better
Yeah,
see what they need before we, okay. We'll just keep going down the line so we keep you guys moving. Liquor licenses, are there any?
Yeah.
motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Liquor license is approved. Do we have the EMS building furnace replacement bids? No loss. What?
A letter opener.
Oh, I don't do that.
Hey, did you get one finally?
After the fact.
Yeah.
We're gonna need it again. This is S&S. Total sum of $5,550.
How much was it?
5550.
5550.
Lobby hardware. The suspense is killing me.
I know.
3,498.
3,000.
Jeez.
$498. Well, that's kind of look at it. Both are 96% gas furnaces.
What kind are they missing?
One's a Lennox and one is a, don't know,
What was the second one?
a train. Correct. I guess you guys want to look at them so you can see the difference.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah. That's why I was kind of hesitating to see if there was a red light that popped up.
I thought I was gonna, oh, you were ready to go the other way. I was like,
But it's going around, we can,
There you go, no pizza.
yeah, where's the breakfast pizza?
I didn't promise you breakfast pizza.
It was,
Probably
yeah,
not.
your counterpart
you
did.
must not have watched the video from last week then.
Yeah, you said you'd bring it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that says you were gonna bring it, you promised us.
You'd think you would buy it and hand it to me.
Well, that could have happened too, but somebody dropped the ball here.
So, you don't look happy.
No.
Yeah.
Little dis-
Performance evaluation.
Yeah,
was
little
not
disappointed in
good.
life right now.
That raises again.
The first one, the 96 is 41.45. The option 2 is if we wanted to go to a 97% two-stage gas, that's 55.50.
Oh,
So what's their first one?
First, well, if I'm reading that right, I'll let Chris look at it. The apples to apples is that one to this one, right? Constant speed blower, that's option 2 is gonna be the,
Very good.
so what's the more expensive one? What's the difference?
it's a 97% with a two-stage gas furnace, variable fan speed.
And what's the price on it?
That one's
41, 45.
is the first one.
Still, we're still way cheaper.
And then,
Good morning.
I was fishing,
Good? It's cold, but weather was good.
not chilly.
No.
Went to Canada again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same spot?
He's gonna buy a house up there.
That'd be all right.
Fly in again?
Where's the pictures of the big fish?
Yeah.
I didn't take too many pictures. I didn't even know.
Bring your fish home.
Some of the guys did. I didn't. I still have another that I need to eat.
We do take charity, just like Iowa State.
Yeah, I should have brought you a fish, huh?
Yeah.
Down fish everywhere.
You'd be crying about that too.
That's pretty good.
Okay,
All right, the first thing we have is, approve the final plans for LFM -99-7X-48. This is for a bridge on D Avenue, just north of the interstate there, just north of 210th, I believe. And this will be let through the DOT, 80-foot, concrete slab using TIF money.
Everybody signs the front sheet.
I believe so, yeah.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Motion approved.
The second thing we have up is a resolution to vacate a portion of unused right-of-way near F-67 and PP Avenue. PP Avenue is, it's on some maps as PP, on others it's Q. It's this section down here, so I'm not really sure. It says Q up here, other maps it says PP, but.
Somebody lives on, yeah.
I was gonna say thank you.
So Kevin has the resolution there. Letters were sent out. We did send letters out to 10 of the surrounding landowners to let them know that there would be a meeting today to discuss that. They were essentially sending them and a letter that's very close to that resolution description and just the fact that we're gonna vacate a portion of unused right away.
No comments back.
I didn't get any comments back, and anybody's here, so. Maintenance did review it. That was pretty cookie cutter, so if you guys do decide to do this, I will give a copy to the realtor, to McMeans, and to the assessor's office.
Is there a motion to approve the resolution
So
number
moved.
2024-9-13, vacation of property?
Second.
I get it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion approved.
Can you send me this?
I did, it's in the email I sent you this morning.
Thank you.
It doesn't have the attached map, but it has.
Okay.
Well, everyone used blue, thank you so much.
Is that supposed to?
Yeah.
Have to use blue.
They don't make them on copiers.
All right. The Wolfman's Bridge, they're gonna start grading next week, I believe.
I sent a picture out last week. Did they go through or not?
Nope.
Gotta figure that out. I was down there, took a picture of it.
Oh,
I went down, take a look at it too, it's pretty nice.
They don't go off the, when I was down there, you couldn't go off the west end. East end.
Yeah, I was on the east side too.
You on the east side or west side?
I was on the east side when I looked at it.
Was that gap filled in?
No,
Okay. Yeah, looks nice.
used to be you could drive down through the ditch and around the bridge, but you couldn't there now. Not that I did, I just.
Oh, okay.
It was an observation.
And then the North English project, sounds like that's gonna be starting next Thursday or Friday.
How long is that supposed to take? Do you have any idea?
They have, I think, 30 working days, that'll be a month and a half.
Are they gonna bust that up or what are they gonna do? You know?
They're going to grind off 2.5 inches for most of the project and then put it back 2.5 inches.
It's gonna take a lot of bumps out, I know.
Wow, probably. I mean, North English designed it all, except for the part that's ours. We put our recommendations in. That one, we will patch some of it, grind a little bit of it, and then we're gonna just do a 2.5 inch overlay. So we're gonna patch the bad spots and some of those joints, so hopefully they don't come up. But a 2.5 inch overlay, you'll get your cracks back and maybe 1 or 2 little bumps in 5 years. But that's what we're going with. Our guys were ditching on I Avenue and K Avenue, just south of the interstate. That should say washout near F12 and Y Avenue, they're up there today putting in some dirt. A little bit of mowing, and then they did take the maintainers again on a different part, 247th, and bring in the road, and I believe that's already rocked. And they've been crack sealing like crazy. We did project closeouts, these plans, there was another round of plans that were submitted also. I believe the Millersburg salt shed is done. I saw the pictures, but I haven't been down there. And that's got resubmitted to the insurance. And another person did fall on a man of sidewalk somewhere, so we send our guys out to take pictures, and I'll evaluate that here soon.
So I called in earlier in the week about the utility companies. So on gravel roads, they go down in the road. Because they were leaving pipes in everywhere unmarked,
Usually they just put a cone over them.
and they weren't doing that.
Yeah, Collingwood Road, they had cones on them.
You know, I went down there, there's 3 of them that didn't.
Well, I was down there yesterday.
Well, that's because I was there earlier in the week, and I think somebody went out and chewed them out. Because you go up there at night, and there's also, there's a pipe.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
I don't think that could be a big issue.
I didn't realize you go right in the road.
Either did I.
You know,
Is that why it's closed south of 3 Mile Corner Road? Where are you guys talking about?
First gravel road south of Waynesburg that goes.
Stuart Black's Road or?
Stewart Blake,
Okay,
Howard Collins. Doug Blaze.
I was thinking, what's the road close south, on south 3 Mile Corner then? It goes back west. Why is it closed? You know?
That's 250th.
Okay. What are they doing there? The same road?
The dirt
Goes
road.
by Urians?
We're on the other side of the highway.
Yeah. I was wondering why that one's closed.
I guess.
I saw road closed signs there this morning, so I didn't, there's no bridge on that road. Are you putting in a culvert?
You're talking where? To the first one going back west?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's us. That's the 247th. That's the grading.
Oh,
That's where we take the graders.
yeah, okay, I see, yeah, by Gildemeister's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, next week.
Do they have a time frame when they have to stop being in the middle of the roads, and what happens when we get snow? They won't.
It just settles more, and then we make them pay for some rock.
But I mean, do they have a time frame when they have to be out of here in the winter or
Not
not? That's up to them.
kind of.
How far on the road are they going? Like down the middle, or
About a third of the way in.
Yeah,
just like like fiber did?
it's kind of different spots too, did you notice? that?
Yeah.
Sometimes it was like right next to the edge.
Yeah, it was
tricky
yeah.
about that part.
Because, yeah, same when you guys do it, pull it up sometimes.
Yeah, once you put it down 3 feet in the road, that'll never really get touched again. Versus if you put it in the ditch, we could then have to move it.
So would a deal like that, hypothetically speaking, so down in Green Township where we might pave it, would you keep them out of the road then, wouldn't you? Because that whole road would get redone.
Anything from here on out in that area will be,
Is that a concern? Right?
talked about with me and the utilities.
I don't know if that's ever on the plan to get down there, but I want to make sure that that's not going to be an issue.
Yeah.
We have to get that
If
done.
I see something like that, I check out all the permits. If anything comes along, well, we're gonna be doing construction in the next couple of years, I'll let them know. Yeah. Either way, if it is put in the road or something like that, by law, they have 60 days to move it at their cost, so.
How did you connect all those? Gravel road like that?
That's when I think that they bore to there and then they shoot it out into a pedestal or something.
Oh,
And then bring it back and keep going.
Oh, that makes sense now.
I believe.
Because there's a lot of pop-ups.
yeah.
So I bet they could go a lot farther without bringing it up.
I believe then those will all be pedestals off to the side. I
Is
think.
it close to people's houses? Where the things are?
Well, they're in the right of way,
They actually never paid attention, it's going driving down the road where they're at.
I'm guessing those pedestals will be.
There's quite a few houses
in
on
the right
that
of way,
road.
probably. I don't know.
At least that's how I've seen it done before. So, I don't know, I could be completely wrong too, they could tell you different. Maybe they'd be like, we don't go more than 300 feet, because then if we ever have to fix a line, you know, X, Y, Z.
Right?
That's a heck of a project, though.
It's all electric.
Yeah, can you imagine what that's costing?
Is that a Alliance or?
They're doing Williamsburg, they're gonna do Parnell, Marengo, and I think Millersburg.
What happened, Millersburg? Half of it's REC.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like the farm by the interstate, that's RAC, I don't know where Alliance stops at,
Yeah.
right at the bridge.
I want to say the north side is REC, the south side is Alliance.
It's gonna look different when they get it all done.
And you know, we are doing some PCC patching too, that Midwest is out there doing that.
Over by Kansas this morning.
Are they gonna work on the B Avenue? Did I get patching?
I believe there's parts of it that do, yeah.
Somebody asked me about that, I forgot to ask.
Yeah, because there was 2 or 3 blowups just a mile or two south of the interstate. And I don't remember how we fixed those. We total patched them once, and then I told them to go back out and rip it out and put down rock and let it settle. And then I never made it out there to see if that happened.
Okay, any other questions for Nick?
We'll take that resolution wherever it may be.
Kristen, you got it?
Okay, so get the Apple, get my TV to pop up. Is it on there?
You don't have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Two, Mary, this one?
Is the Apple TV not on?
Jacob, Nick, I understand that you two collectively got together potentially and helped with the washboards down.
This we're looking for?
We're grateful for that.
That's
We
what they
appreciate
need.
the cooperation and it looks really good. I drove down and looked at it the other day, so really, thanks for working together on it.
I'd like to take credit, but I was on vacation.
Well,
Before I got back.
I know, but
But you're welcome.
it's still your leadership and your department. And the other thing is Big Ben, I don't want to lose sight of that. So get it down there somehow, somewhere.
It's gonna be something we're gonna have to work together on.
Yeah. Yeah, so grateful. Thank you.
Okay, so
it's fine.
have the first bid made around,
Yeah.
Welcome back.
are you still looking at the furnace bids?
They look
They look good to
fine to
me.
me.
I make the motion to approve Robbie.
I'll second.
That was a low bid.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor say aye,
I,
opposed say nay, motion approved. Okay, so make sure we got that done before we move on. You're still trying to get the TV. Oktoberfest parade closure request, consideration approval,
Motion approved.
Second.
all in favor say aye,
I,
opposed say nay, motion approved. Anybody do any more with the township clerk?
Not a lick.
Haven't even thought about it.
Have you tried or you didn't know luck?
I have no luck. I keep asking.
Okay. The clothing allowance, I believe we discussed, we're gonna have him come in next week to discuss that. Is there any other discussion you wanna do on that now? Are you all upset and ready now, Chris?
I think as good as I can be. You can see it, can't we?
Okay. Jacob, you wanna start early?
Make it full screen.
I don't know where to do that.
Yes.
Make sure that's off for a second.
Yeah, or opening part. Here.
Kevin, you wanna help them out with that?
We're getting there here, look at this.
There it
He's
is.
good as me, Kevin.
What else did we talk about besides clothing allowance?
The buildings.
On the buildings, the insurance claims on the buildings.
Wow. Look at us go now.
I only thought there was one button to put in the presentation mode, so. On the new one there.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming in.
So as anybody knows, if you go out to the park, we've got an inundation of vegetation that needs to be gotten out of the way. One of the things we constantly hear about is, Lake Iowa back in its glory day. and what it used to look like, how it used to be manicured. And we're giving it our best efforts to get back to that, make that kind of be a focal point and a draw, so that Lake Iowa is not just about the campground, it's about, you know, conservation in itself. And this is pretty much telling a story that I don't know how long this had been left, but as long, I mean, the scouts have been showing up at our board meetings and asking us for, you know, a little bit of help. They've been wanting to kind of tackle this on their own. And I said, there's no reason for that. Let us take care of it. So we started in on this when I was at the ISAC conference, and they wrapped this up in 3 days. It's about 5.5 acres, and the scouts were wanting to be able to see the lake from their scout camp, and now they can. Oh no, that's not going to look good.
Okay, Abby, how are we gonna turn that back around?
So the left-hand picture is squished, but yeah, zoom. Let's see. Get out of presentation mode.
Everybody turn your head this way.
Yeah, exit out real quick, and then just hit the play button on the left-hand video there.
Left hand, this one.
And the skid loader's right there in the middle. It's stuck at this point. So we kind of had to go in with some saws and kind of create a little bit of maneuver in the ground for it, just to get it out of there. But as Chris will tell you, we used to go up that road right there, and the vegetation would be rubbing up against the side of the vehicle. And once again, I don't know how long it had been like that, but there's only one way to get it
Can I see it better now?
to stop being like that.
You can see, you can kind of see how bad it was. And it's, if you went around if you went on that very north end of the lake, that'd be the first driveway back up to the west.
Just past the equestrian trail.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead, let's play the next one now.
That's something I kind of want to ask for a little bit of your input from. If I
Yeah.
could have you and whoever else you can attract to come out there.
Yeah,
You guys definitely need more parking, but what's going to attract equestrian folks to come out there? and
Yeah.
utilize that? So
yeah,
I definitely would love to
Sure.
have you guys and your group out there, so
yeah, we could do that.
appreciate it.
This would be now the after video, right?
So some of these trees, the trees that got hit when we were doing the actual clearing, we have since dropped those. And that's that skid loader pretty much sitting in the same exact spot it was in the left-hand video. There's a power line easement there, as well as a gas line easement, large petroleum line.
That's what you used to clean it out, was just a skid loader?
With that front attachment, those things are awesome.
Yeah, just a
And we follow up with residual spray.
residual spray, fire. One of the things I kind of came in and am instilling in the group is like a 3-stage management plan. So stage 3 is where you come in and just bushwhack the whole thing, turn it into mulch. And you let that dry out, and then you light that on fire. When that catches fire, it's a slow burn, it's not a rapid burn. So it kind of creeps down and gets a little bit more of the root structure, the crown of the invasive itself. So you're not dealing with as much of that resurgence that you'll see if you just come through with a mower and cut it off, say 2 inches, 3 inches above. So then stage 2, well, stage 3, you're just continually mowing, you're knocking down the parsnip, button weeds, ragweed, you just gotta keep hitting it, keep hitting it, keep hitting it. Exactly. So as soon as sunlight hits that ground surface, the things that are supposed to be there are already there. We're giving them a chance. So 3 days after we mow this, you should see the amount of asparagus that has popped up in that ditch. So if anybody's looking for an asparagus patch, there's a pretty good one.
So since it's conservation and I'm probably that person, you can't spray it, right? Because you might kill some of the stuff you want to kill.
Anytime you spray, you're gonna kill good stuff.
That's right.
It's about what's gonna be the most good.
That's why you do the burning and the.
The burning, the bushwhacking first, and then we gotta clear all the logs off the landscape so that when we do go back there with the tractor mower, we're not hitting those larger logs and sticks. And then once the good stuff starts to pop up, the bad stuff's also gonna be in there. So we just have to go in there and spot spray the thicker amounts of invasives. So, and that's pretty much a three-year ordeal. And we'll just kind of see what comes back. And if it's supposed to be timber, it'll tell us it needs to be timber. If it needs to be prairie, it'll become back to prairie.
You gonna let it go back like the way it was?
No, it's not gonna get that opportunity again. If we're gonna invest three years of time, fuel, machinery breaking down, it's gonna get some form of management. It's gonna get its own management plan so that it does not return to this, because that's the thing that we're fighting out there. Is things get hit, things get cleared, and then they just get forgotten.
Let them go back.
Exactly. So, if we're spending the money, let's have it stay what it's supposed to be, and whatever that is, it will tell us. So all in all, we've done about 36.5 acres of clearing between the campground and Vista, which everybody's raving about, because the camping spots, you can now see the lake, and that's one of the major draws. If you have a campground, is one thing. If you have a lake, it's another thing. But if you have both of them, people want to be at the lake. They want to see. It's kind of the thing that brings people together. So we're going to do a little bit more once the campground clears out. We got a little bit more time on our hands and an extra body to run equipment, saws. We're going to keep clearing on that vista overlooking the lake. This is just another picture of the hillside afterwards. There's birch trees in there. Some of the mulberries got cut down. There's some significant cherry trees in there, nice oak trees. So, but it looks rough right now. It looks like a derecho came through there. There's about 4 or 5 inches of mulch just from all the plants that we shoot up. Yeah. And it does take a significant toll on the equipment that we're using to do that with. I don't know if that mulcher or the mower that we got was meant for it, especially with how big some of these stands were. I think there is a picture in here of how big they were. You might have to go back there, Chris. Yeah. So on the right-hand side, there's a picture of the skid loader behind one of those stands on honeysuckle.
Yeah. Do you have big stuff that you don't think you can handle?
We're gonna run into big stuff, but right now we're just taking a little bit slower when we go through the taller, older stuff, because there's some, that stand honeysuckle right there had never been done, because it was probably about that big around, about 4 or 5 inches around.
You have bigger
Yeah.
equipment.
For the county, yes, we do. Yeah.
So Doug's asking, I think we talked about this before, but use of county equipment.
It's touchy, but we've done it before. We can lend a hand, I believe.
Yeah, use
You've
it,
got that excavator with the brush, what they.
right, can Nick help with that and take some effort off of our
Well, we don't-
conservation
That's
department?
why I was asking, there's bigger areas, maybe, because I can't speak for him, and I don't want to speak for him. But I don't think you get like a day, just like one day out of it.
One day would be amazing, what you could
Let
possibly.
us open it up and get to the,
Big stuff, like bad
yeah,
stuff.
get him into a position where he doesn't have to bushwhack his way in there to get to
And I'm
that
not
stuff.
guaranteeing anything, I have to make sure.
No, that's fine. Nick and I work really great collaboratively, just to figure out, what's been done in the past and how we can help them. And we're just trying to create a little bit of a team
Oh, you are, that's marvelous.
together.
They've been out there, the county came out and did the roadsides throughout the park for us.
So again, then I'm gonna ask, what do we gotta do then to see if Nick can
So
do
he
it?
needs to address what his needs are first.
Yeah, and then,
When
there's
there's
it's a policy or something, or somebody threw something out, you
Well-
can't intermingle.
Yeah, they try to say that, but we try to.
It's when you use, the
Road
state
tax.
road tax
Yeah, road
funds,
tax
yeah.
funds, but there's
Yeah,
a gray area there.
yeah, so, okay, this is super, I hope that you can collaborate.
Yeah. We'll just kind of take it day by day, and as we see the need, I'll approach Nick. Connie always wants to know how the fishing is, and I don't have a problem telling her that, so. It's worked out great so far, so. So we're just gonna continue on with, the clearing, and get it to within a place where we can manage manage what we're clearing and mowing and making sure we're not overdoing it. So if we clear something, I want to make sure we can mow it at least 3 to 4 times each year, so that it doesn't come back looking like a weed patch, so.
So this stuff here, the replacement of roofs, is that, have you even talked to Dylan about that, or?
No, is Dylan's the building guy, correct?
Right. So replace the roof piece because of the storm damage?
No, this was a south-facing roof,
Okay,
and half of the roof, the shingles were curled out.
okay,
It was probably done in the 80s.
okay, just want to make sure they're not fixing stuff that.
Yeah, I'm sure that one would.
Yeah. And so, yeah, just, we're doing a whole bunch of infrastructure update, just getting the amenities back to what people should expect when they come out to a park. Making sure that roofs are good, electrical outlets are working. If people need 50 amp for their campsites, making sure those things are available. That's an ongoing project, the 50 amp upgrades. We've added seating areas, when showed up. There was benches along the lake trail, but not much throughout the campground, around the seating areas, just public areas. And a lot of people do walk around the park. And so strategically placing benches that were donated to us. So that's been finding those groups and utilizing those groups and giving those groups purpose to, because we do need the help. So once again, striking up new friendships and mending burnt bridges that maybe have fallen to the wayside in the past. So Gateway, hitting on that one again. This is another park that is pretty much utilized by people rather than animals, so it does require a little bit more of a hands-on approach. Earlier this year, this spring, we cleared off all of the willows pretty much directly behind this building for the kids fishing tournament that received great reviews, and we plan on continuing to do that. But willows is one of those things that you have to keep on. There's one patch that we did mow this spring we have not hit again, and I believe they're about 10, 11 feet tall, but they're off the beaten path.
It looks so much better. It looks so much better.
But triathlon going, so this is another park that gets a lot of events occurring. There was a wedding there. The sheriff's having a triathlon this weekend, so we had to do water sampling, making sure that pathway's free of weeds, making sure that pathway's not going to poke somebody in the eye because there's vegetation.
How did the water sampling go?
I think it went well. I still haven't gotten the email.
It usually comes back as one of the cleanest bodies of water in
I'm
Iowa.
gonna say, it's gotta be one of the cleanest bodies,
It's
or the cleanest.
It's very clean.
Yeah.
Very clean. So the quarry pits tend to be pretty clean. So fishing's good there, and there's a large fishing community here in town. So
There is a station wagon sunk in the middle of it.
good to know. It's still running.
No, I can tell you the story.
Were you involved with this thinking?
Yes.
Statute of limitations is ran out.
Is there a dead body in there?
I'm telling
Is
you.
the license plate still on it?
Was the ice that thick?
It was, yeah, it's actually, it's been 45 years ago.
Did you see that they found that Dotson in the rest of them?
Yeah, I'm clean on it, Jacob.
I'm done talking about it. So yeah, we did the garage doors both at Gateway. That somebody had punched a hole through one of those and it's progressively gotten bigger and bigger. So we had equipment in there. So it was an eyesore, as well as we need to take care of our equipment. That's been one of the largest things that I've noticed. It's consuming a majority of our budget is tractor hadn't been running, so we had to get injectors replaced on that, as well as an injector pump. Skid loader, anytime something goes wrong with the skid loader, it's generally a pretty big ticket. So, but those two pieces of equipment are what allows us to keep functioning and keep doing what we're setting out to do.
Do you have a 5-year plan?
Not at this time. There is a 5-year plan in my office that I've kind of been looking at. I would say it was probably in its year 2 or 3. But one of my objectives this winter is to develop something of that sort.
And the plans have changed now because new director, he's gonna have totally different vision of what the old director had.
Yeah, which I love the direction.
Looks like it already.
Yeah.
Gunderson access.
Yep.
Put that damn pond in.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years ago, and it was a beautiful pond, it was well done, and it doesn't hold water.
No.
But
And,
it just didn't have a big watershed there.
well, that, and I wondered, would Ben Knight ever give
I think we did it.
to help? Oh, did they?
We did.
Do we put cows in it or goats in it or something in there to stomp that?
No, we didn't do that.
That could be what it needs.
We've had Miller out there and looked at it multiple times, and he can't find out where it is leaking, where's it going. Okay, then whoever we had, go out to look at it,
Okay,
and I'm pretty sure they put bentonite on the dam again.
okay. And the other thing is, if we were able to mow that valley, where all the olives
Yep.
and plums and all that are growing up, and have a little bit more runoff, maybe we could get it to fill.
Sure.
But, you know, again, that all takes time and effort as well, so, it's a beautiful piece of property.
There's a lot of the only time I've been to him was with Chris when I first got here, but.
Well, somebody doesn't take the sign again.
Most of what?
It's as long as somebody don't take the sign again.
Yeah.
So with it, you know, me starting in March, campground open in May, they're
Oh,
really. So
you gotta start at your pace, I'm just, yeah, you're doing a
I appreciate that. But it's not just me, it's everybody. It's the team, it's the engineer's office. I can't state enough how helpful they have been. So,
I'm glad you waited till he's gone.
no, I tell them every time I go in there. I just went in there and picked up maps because they just got their plotter hooked up. And the map that I had in my office was, I think, from 2008, and I needed a new map to see just kind of how things had progressed. And so, you know, Connie and the team went back there, and I told them exactly what I wanted, and they got it to me after lunch. So we got new maps and stuff to work off of. I'm going to be working with Humphrey here soon. When we start burning stuff, I need a little bit more manpower to assist with that, so nothing runs as it shouldn't. But once again, just utilizing the resources that we have available, and
Don't be afraid to call me.
there you bet. That's you got a side by side?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We take volunteers.
I know.
And that's one of the other things, was trying to revamp the volunteerism that once was something that,
What do you need the side-by-sides for?
to get places quicker. They're a little bit faster than walking on two legs, as well as carrying water. Somebody does have.
Is that like a day-long thing for the fire?
Yeah, it'll be a couple weekends, couple weeks long. Just depending on how the weather shapes up.
Am I hearing another volunteer?
Well, I've got a 60-gallon sprayer. I can grab that.
Yeah, we've got the same thing for all of our control rooms,
Yeah. So, I mean, we have one side by side. We have a 200-gallon tank. We can only fill up to 75-gallon. Otherwise, it wants to tip over.
He
But-
knows how to fly a plane, he can drop retardant.
Who does? All
I
right.
do aerial
Okay.
control.
Drop water balloons.
I think I'll go with John.
This is sounding like it might shape up to be a bigger operation.
Give you a sector updates.
Yeah,
Just depends on if it's harvest times when you do.
Sure. sure.
Last time I
I
had
know.
a program they called Fire Watch. You could go up with your camera and you can draw where the wildfire was at. And it'll measure just exactly the acres and how much it was.
Okay.
So you can see how much, we did it with the flooding over west. You can see when the flooding was receding or going up.
Yeah.
You can take a picture every day.
Huh. That's, yeah.
I don't really have access to that anymore.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna need an airplane, but it's always good to have it in the hat, so.
Need
Besides.
an airplane, then we're in a lot of trouble then.
Yeah, it's moving fast then. So yeah, getting fire to a lot of these areas and just discovering the manpower that we have available to put these barns on, because otherwise this spring it was just gauging myself to fill. So there's only so much you can kind of do with that, especially when you have one side by side. So having more side by sides and getting firefighters out there and local landowners, and getting everybody kind of to file into the same place, and that way everybody can kind of be a part of it, because that's what we're looking for, is community involvement and community to really buy into what we're selling. So
The guy behind you could probably lend a hand too.
I've already signed up on the website as a volunteer, so.
Okay.
Get you.
Otherwise, just come out to the nature center sometime, and get your name, phone number, and we can talk face to face, and figure out where we can fit you in.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Even though he wears a checkered shirt and camouflage pants. Not sure.
Are we fashionistas now?
Good stuff.
We've done, so the garage doors to, protect our equipment, both at the park and at Gate. Bird blind restoration, that's something that really does take off during the winter and fall time. Birds coming in, people want to see them birds. Been doing a big push on social media to get more pictures out. Different people making posts so that we're reaching out to different demographics of the people that are viewing our page. Has been helpful. We've increased our, kind of our reach by 5,000 people. We're seeing a lot more people traveling. We just met somebody from Quebec this morning. It was late.
After the meeting there.
Yes.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, well, her, and then there was 2 more yesterday and then 1 today.
All from Canada?
Yeah. Yes, so, they heard about it on the website. It's a website I didn't know anything about, so it's something maybe we need to look into, reach out to them and kind of update what we offer.
Probably on their way.
Yeah, they're going from
Is it-
Seattle.
Follow geese.
Yeah. And that's, so one last thing that I do have a question for you guys on is, does anybody want to be a celebrity judge for creepy camping?
I've done it, so.
I do.
I've done it. I think Deegan's turn.
Yeah.
For what?
Creepy camping, so we gotta have somebody to judge the campsites, the best campsites, as well as the costumes.
What's the date?
This is gonna be the 27th and 28th of
So the 28th
September.
is when you would judge it.
Look out for Barbie.
Well, I'd have to see, I'm having surgery. I got surgery on the 24th
Excuse me? Okay. You're gonna be
I don't think I
involved.
want to know anymore, do I?
of September.
Yes, sir.
The 28th, I'll be at a conference,
Sure.
so I won't be around.
Kevin,
No, thank you.
really?
Come on, Kevin.
That's all right, that's all right. We'll find some, we'll find others, but I just figured I'd give you guys a crack.
It's a date is
I
when.
was trying to think of,
28th.
28th.
Trent Force would be a good one.
he would be a good one.
Get the sheriff.
Yeah, that'd be another good option.
That'd be a good option too.
He camps too, so.
Mm-hmm.
Humphreys would be a good option.
Oh, yeah. I nominate Josh Holmes.
Josh Humphrey?
Yeah, he's a good one.
He's camping
I
out
will,
there.
I will let him know.
He was right over there too.
Yep, wouldn't be very.
That's a great idea.
I'll let him
Nice
know.
job, Chris. I didn't think of that.
Or if all else fails, Lou McNeed, the
Okay, dirty.
The guy-
Lou's knees were shot.
well, we were on a golf cart.
True.
And that's about all I have to kind of present. Do you guys have any questions for me?
I mean, this was really nice. I'd like to see this at a yearly thing.
I tell him I do it more quarterly.
Yeah.
It's nice to know, and knowing you were doing that, it's just nice to know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things that we don't generally put up on our Facebook. If you follow us on Facebook, if you don't, that's fine too.
I just did.
Appreciate it. But yeah,
You can come in and say what's going right and what's going wrong. What you
Sure.
need from us.
sure, and things are bound to go wrong. That's just kind of to be expected. I'm coming in new to some of this, and I'm gonna make mistakes. We're gonna make mistakes. I just ask them for a little bit of forgiveness in some of the things, and this is kind of me giving you a heads up that, it's gonna tick some people off what we're doing, and sometimes that's why we're keeping from putting some of this stuff on Facebook, because some people just won't understand exactly what's going on. Why would you clear all that? Well, unless you get there and you truly understand exactly what's
If
going
you
on.
remember how it used to be.
Yeah, and I've seen those pictures. Iowa State's got them up. You look at them on the aerials.
It was so groomed.
Yeah, it was like a golf course.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how it's supposed
And
to.
all those mowers are sitting out behind behind
Yeah.
the house too.
Yeah. Now, the place has got a lot of history, and it's been a lot of fun. The people that are very invested in it don't have a problem with coming to the campground, staying and finding each and every one of us and saying, hey, this is what we used to do. So getting to kind of peel back the layers on that onion has been a lot of fun. Understanding what's worked, what hasn't worked.
What can be done.
Exactly. So,
You guys should capitalize on being like, there's nothing more Iowa than Lake Iowa, Iowa County, Iowa. Like,
and Iowa County, yes, I agree.
I'm really impressed with what you've done, that's for sure, so.
We're just getting started. We've got some pretty big plans for the winter time. As long as equipment holds up and the team's been working really well, especially with the new boss coming in, having a little bit different barking orders. They've really not just fallen in line, but really embraced it and taken off and taken the incentive to kind of do some of these things on their own. So good group of people I'm working with.
When I first got elected back a few years ago, some of the first people that contacted me were talking about, we need to do something with the lake and something with Gateway, so I think they'll be pretty impressed that you're taking care of that.
It's gonna be a slow process for us to kind of sit there and juggle both of them.
Well, it took a long time for it to get like that.
Yes,
So
it
it
did.
took a long time.
You're 100% right. 100% right. So,
Any other questions for Jacob? Thank you.
thank you guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
great weekend.
Hey, you as
I'll
well.
have to drive out and check it out sometime.
Please do. Stop in if we're there.
Sounds like a field trip.
Yeah.
Gage, my
After
growing
That might not be a good idea
Thank you guys.
See you
there.
soon.
See ya.
Go.
I could have, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
HR policy discussion?
You're doing exactly
Does anybody have thoughts on this?
Vacation.
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion? You want to leave it on there?
Let's just
Still
leave it
thinking about
on there and just continue. I just want to forget about it. That's why I brought it up.
You don't want to forget about
I don't want to forget about it, so that's why I brought it up last week, but
it. Okay.
I think we should read those policies one more time and see what we want to do. I lean towards the policy that said if you take a sick day before or after, that you have to have a doctor's note to be able to have the vacation or whatever.
Is it something that like each department can use?
Well, they'll have to.
Well,
Or
they'll have-
does it have to be a general policy?
It would be a policy, but it would have to be policed by their departments. Of course, in my opinion, we'll have to make sure it's run by HR, make sure it's all legal, we do that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
There's so many things you think is right until you try it.
but I just want to forget about it, so that's why I just brought it up.
Okay, discussing solutions to be on site for basement wiring project. Okay, so this hasn't been discussed, and this has been my opinion on this is we don't know for sure what that's gonna cost. We're well aware that it needs to be done, and where's the funding gonna come from to do it?
Have you heard anything?
No, I can call John before our next meeting and discuss it with him.
Because you're talking 10 grand or so, aren't they?
Very easily.
I mean, where's that money gonna come from?
No, we better figure it out.
Before you say, okay to do it.
Yeah.
One day down in that computer room is gonna cost a hell of a lot more than $10,000 for this county.
But, well, I don't think that's the issue at the moment. Right now, it's just the neatness, and I understand it, the cosmetics that needs to be done, but we gotta make sure that you've got the money to do it.
Yeah.
And that can be some, I guess you can put that under Dylan's, but under
Yeah,
Dylan's questions next week under his budget is he's got a project getting shifted around.
yeah.
I saw John the other day, he didn't mention anything about it, but I'll call him and just address it with him and see if he's heard anything.
Yeah, I concur, Kevin. We have to figure out where the money's gonna come from, but I guess.
And that's it. Otherwise, we'll just need a budget to do it and make sure it's budgeted next time.
Or a budget in there or something.
See, that's what the initial part of it was John was just trying to get with Solutions to give us an idea of what it's gonna cost. We're gonna have to pay some money to get an idea as to what it's gonna cost, If Solutions has to come down to be with John, we'll have to pay him for that.
So that's my opinion. Let's wait till next week and get a hold of Dylan and see where we're at. My opinion. So talk to Dylan next week about what's in this budget if we need to move things around.
Okay, and I'll talk to John. See if he's heard anything back.
Okay, so any other discussion about that? Does anybody have anything you want to put on next week's agenda?
I still need to talk to Matt Fultz, and is that how.
I would verify,
Well,
yeah.
let's
I'm
just.
not verifying with
Well,
him that
I'm
he's
gonna
done.
wait till Brandy gets back to make sure if we got done. I thought we did.
I thought we did too, like,
I saw it in my minutes anywhere, I don't think, but
I would have swore we voted on it, but I'm not positive.
Okay, so we'll wait and then
Right.
we'll find out next week, then I'll run with it. Okay.
Anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. We're adjourned.
I think I got shut out this week.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys know.
Um,